onto the very murky waters that is Nyeri politics as we seek to unravel the mystery of the death of Governor Wahome Gakuru. And our story here starts in 2013. These were the very first gubernatorial elections, yes, after the 2010 constitution. And it was a very fierce battle between James Nderitu Gachagua, who went on to pass on while in office, and Gakuru Patrick Wahome, who is now also deceased after the road accident. Yes, the two were neck to neck in that very memorable Nyeri elections. Now, according to my sources on the ground, those elections were extremely dirty. I mean, we know politics is dirty, but this particular election went to extremes. Remember that Bwana Gakuru, even then, was the TNA nominee for governor for that particular seat. Yes, so he was expected to carry the tide because there's a TNA wave that swept right through central Kenya as a result of the fact that the two candidates who are standing for president and deputy president were ICU suspects. That's President Uhuru Kenyatta and Vice Deputy President William Ruto. And the kind of sympathy and emotion that went into that election gave President Uhuru Kenyatta a resounding wave of support right across Central Province. And this support should have easily carried Gakuru Wahome to victory to become the very first governor of Nyeri, but it was not to be. James Nderitu Gachagua and his handlers played every trick, every dirty and otherwise trick in the book to ensure that they denied Gakuru victory. Now, just to illustrate some of the tactics that were used, very, very strangely, one of the major candidates, Mr. Thuo Madhenge, had the name of his running mate entered completely wrongly. Okay? Now, as I've said before, you normally choose a running mate in politics with a certain advantage in mind that you want to give to your ticket. Yes? So, if you go into the election and the name of that governor is different, obviously it's going to have an impact on your votes. And obviously this would be the objective of those behind this so-called error. Anyway, to cut a long story short, Bwana Thuo Madhenge, of course, petitioned against Bwana Gachagua's win. He was not successful. Yes, and the matter ended there. But for our purposes here, and more importantly, this was a very bitter defeat for Bwana Gakuru Wahome. Okay, it was barely, the difference was barely 10,000 votes between him and the winner, Bwana Gachagua. But it was extremely painful because of the many underhand dirty tricks that were used. And there are many in Nyeri who believe that actually Bwana Gakuru Wahome won those elections. Okay, but of course that is neither here nor there without concrete evidence. But at least what I want to portray is the bitter undercurrents, the bitter taste in the mouth that those particular elections left. Now, fast forward to 2017. Now, 2017, Gachagua, of course, passed on pancreatic cancer while in office, barely weeks to the general elections. Okay, and so his deputy, Bwana Wamadhai, took over for the short period, and then Nyeri went straight into a general election. Now, starting as favorite in that general election was not Bwana Gakuru. Yep, it wasn't. It was Mutahi Kagwe. Now, Mutahi Kagwe was the immediate previous senator of Nyeri. Yes, a very popular politician in the area, very polished man, very meticulous man in his campaigns. And word on the ground is that Mr. Kagwe had carried out a very carefully crafted, brilliant campaign for governor, for a very long time. Yes, and his plans had started very early when Bwana Gachagua was still alive. So he had covered his bases very well. But then come to the Jubilee nominations, very many funny things happened. I'll give you a few examples. Now, in Bwana Kagwe's Mukurweni stronghold, Mukurweni constituency, there were polling stations, this I'm talking about the Jubilee nominations, there were polling stations where the ballot papers for governor ran out very early. Now, of course, the strategy here is that you want to beat a strong opponent, so all you do is you make sure there are not enough ballot papers in his strongholds. Yes, and the rules are that once the polling stations close, you count the votes you have. Yeah, kama watu walikosa ballot papers, hiyo shauri yao. Still in Mukurweni, Kagwe stronghold, there's a polling station whereby the gubernatorial race could not go forward because a rubber stamp was missing. Now, of course, the rubber stamp in this case was a key tool to validate, the ballot papers, and it was just not there. In other Mukurweni polling stations, the rubber stamp, the ballot papers arrived late. Yeah, so the people in this area, this is a farming community, and very serious commercial activities going in Nyeri. People are busy. They're not going to spend the whole day at a polling station waiting for ballot papers. Yeah, so what happened is that if the ballot papers come in at 10, people have woken up at 5. Maybe you're a businessman. What you want to do is get into the polling station very early for the Jubilee nominations, vote, and then go and back to your business and carry out your daily activities. Yeah, that's the whole idea. And of course, those who organized for the delay of those ballot papers know this information. They have this information. Yeah. Obviously, Bwana Kagwe did not see this coming. Yeah. Imagine your own party, dirty tricks within your own party. And those dirty tricks carried out by one of your opponents seem to have the blessings of the Jubilee Party headquarters. Yeah, it was very painful for Bwana Kagwe. Now, naturally, in the highly polarized elections that we went through on 8th August 2017, it was obvious that whoever won the Jubilee nomination had won the election. It was simple as that. Yeah, it was obvious that voters were not going to look at another candidate who did not have the party nomination. It was simple as that, because a lot of people in central Kenya felt that they were under siege, and they felt that they had to unite and elect a candidate of their choice, of the party's choice. Yeah, they knew that if they spread their votes, this would also risk the presidency. Yeah, because they knew it was going to be a very close race as far as most Kenyans were concerned. So to cut a long story short, Bwana Mutahi Kagwe was locked out, and the winner of those elections was, of course, Patrick Wahome Gakuru, who garnered 282,598 votes against his closest competitor, the person who had taken over governor on the death of the governor, Bwana Samuel Wamadhai Githaiga, who garnered only 87,049 votes. You can easily call this a landslide. But then, as we have seen, the whole manenos was at the nomination stage. That was the stage where all possible opposition was eliminated. Now let's look a little deeper into this. Yeah, what exactly happened here? Okay, what kind of dirty tricks were used? Where did the bad blood come from? Yeah, where did Mutahi Kagwe's enemies come from? Yes, and what bolstered Bwana Wahome Gakuru into winning the gubernatorial race against what would have otherwise been very, very stiff competition? What really happened here behind the scenes? Because when we learn that, it will help us a lot in coming closer to solving the mystery of the very, very mysterious death of Bwana Patrick Wahome Gakuru. Now, I've done my best to have as much of this very sensitive recording in the public domain as possible. Yes, but unfortunately, a lot of the very sensitive information in this particular murder is in the next section. Okay, so unfortunately, that will only be available to Club 1999 members. But don't give up. It's very easy to be a member of Club 1999. Yeah. If you look in the description area of this video on YouTube, you'll be able to get all the information you need to be a member right away. It costs only 1,999 shillings. That will give you 6 months membership. You'll be able to get hold of so much other sensitive information that I do not ordinarily put on this channel. Yeah, so it's very easy. All you have to do is send an email to youmissedthis@gmail.com, and you'll get an automatic response that will give you the payment details, what you need to do, etc., etc., and then you can act on that immediately. And also remember, when you send your M-Pesa, when you get the information, a lot of people forget to do this. When you send your M-Pesa, remember to SMS your email address to the same telephone number you send the M-Pesa to. Anyway, you'll see everything in the instructions. I was just reminding you to make sure that you remember to send your SMS for quick service. Okay? Please excuse me on this one. Believe you me, this information is ultra sensitive. Okay? It cannot be on a public channel. But as usual, I'll try my best to give you as much information as I can on this channel, because I value all you members very, very dearly. Okay? Until next time, this is Chris Komekucha.